over there. Rainbow Resort. The last level in Kirby Adventure. Oh jeez. This is proof that Kirby can pull out anything from any of his dimensional things. Anyway, yeah, this particular level is going to be a little bit easier / harder to deal with. It depends on how well you think of the game as itself as a whole. I don't know, it depends on how you look at it. Anyway, but there is something I do want to mention with this particular game in mind. It's something specific. I don't know what to say specifically. Oh yeah, the last level in this game, I'm not sure how I'm gonna be handling it. Like, last time I did the... Okay, no. To you guys, it's not the last time. For me, at least. It's the last time because of something else entirely. You see, in one of my playthroughs... Ugh. In one of my playthroughs of this game, and no, not this particular game, of my previous playthrough game, what's it called? Well, Kirby's, not Kirby's Dream Land, just Kirby's game in general. I forget what it was called. Man, why do I can't remember its name? Oh yeah, Kirby's Dream Land 2. I remember that specifically. Kirby's Dream Land 2? In Kirby's Dream Land 2, I had decided to make the last boss a technical last video. And I don't know whether or not I should do that at all with this particular case. Because in all honesty, it's not really... It's not really more of like, oh hey. It's not of like, oh hey, guess what? It's more of like, whether or not I'm willing to deal with it or not, honestly. It depends on how you look at it. It really all depends on how you look at it, honestly. Ooh. Like, really depends on how you look at it, honestly. Because... Okay, let me explain how this works. The final level has, well, there's a lot of things in Kirby that you really don't want to spoil, but... There we go. Perfect. There we go. I needed something to do that, and I needed a space to open it. Here we go. There's only actually 2 doors in this entire, stage area. Which makes it a little bit easier to get through. Not completely, but a little bit more so than other levels, honestly. Yes, most of the other levels, well, they had cryptic stuff too, but this one's a little bit easier to get through. In my last Kirby video, or at least Kirby's Dream Land 2, I decided to make the final level, the final boss, a final video in and of itself, because I thought the credits would either be longer or just end and I'd be able to get through it. In all honesty, it wasn't that bad. Ooh. In terms of just the credit sequence as a whole. So I really can't complain. But, like, the video as a whole I thought was alright. I don't know. It really all depends on, like, my own personal opinion on the matter. Like, how I thought of it. Ah, great. Yeah, this is a boss rush thing. Oh, God. I'm gonna have to deal with all of them. Every single one of the bosses, or mini bosses. This is a mini boss rush. In all honesty, I'll take this over a freaking boss rush. I'll take this over any boss rush, honestly. Or just, what do you call it? A specific other, like, rush of attacks. Like a boss rush. This is mini boss, so it's fine. I gotta warn people about that. Okay, wait. Don't you do that to me, Mr. Frosty. Let's get out of here. Whew. Come on. Bring it on! Come on, give me a thing. Give me a coconut. Yeah. Like, I do prefer these things. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying before. So, I'm thinking of doing the last level, or the last boss of this entire game, as a... Oh, Jesus. No, 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 no. I really hate this guy. There we go. You die. You die. So, you know what? It's a personal preference here and there of whether or not I want to do it or not. And in all honesty, I'm thinking of doing it because I think the boss at the very end will be a bit of a longer fight than usual. It depends on how it goes. I don't want to fully well give it away. Oh, jeez. Finally, you show off that one attack you do. But no, you had to show it off at the very end, didn't you? I'm being serious. This guy didn't... Like, the last time I fought this guy, he didn't do anything in order to show that he actually was, like... That he actually attacked you with a fireball, like an actual, like, you know, cat? But no, no, no. He had to... He didn't attack you with a fireball at all. It was like as if, like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm too good to be a fireball cat. It's weird how he doesn't show off his fireball technique at all. It's like, oh, hey, let me show it this one time. Nope. Okay. Pretty sure, like, besides here. Okay, that's all the mini-bosses. I think there's more somewhere. I know there's like one last level. The last level in this game, in this stage, has the thing I was talking about before, which was the final button. The final button is at the beginning of, well, not the beginning. Well, in the first stage, stage 1 or level 1, whichever one you want to call it. This is level 7, the Rainbow Resort. Okay, the button's in that place. There's no button here, at least until level 6. That's where it is. That's where it actually is. You know what? Forget it. Come on, give me something. Come on, wake up. Ugh. These guys aren't bothering me much. But it depends on what I get. Oh well. You know what? Whatever, let's go with sword. I'm gonna need you. Let's go. Okay, come on, let me get out of here. Ugh, I hate these tight and close spaces with these stupid... whatever bird these things are. I have no idea what kind of birds those things are supposed to be. And this place is a lot darker than I remember. I think I blame that on the NES itself. The backgrounds themselves look somewhat decent at times, but this is one of the few times that the backgrounds aren't, just basically nothing. Non-existent. Also, kind of nice of Meta Knight to come back and help. Although it's a bit weird. Come on! Come on, let me in. Yeah! Oh, that poor little, broomstick? He just wanted to fit in. And give me something else. Dang it! I wasn't looking for that one. Dang it! Cut that out. Nah, I won't cut it out. That was too stupidly good to not have it in. Anyway. Stupid decisions aside. Anyway, stupid attack decisions aside, that was kind of funny, honestly. Ugh. Whew. In all honesty, I'm getting a bit winded, only because of the fact that I've been not really playing this particular... I just got done doing something else, actually. I was finishing doing something completely different after a while. So that's what I wanted to say. Oh, by the way, you might want to take a look at this particular area. Does it look familiar to anyone? At least in, design-wise. Please tell me if it seems familiar to anyone else. I want you to look at this place and tell me if something strikes a familiar accord with anyone. If you know exactly what I'm talking about, then pretty much you get my point. I don't know, I thought it looked familiar. I thought it looked like the first level of Kirby's Dream Land for a second. And I think there is, in fact, a reference of Kirby's Dream Land around here. At least as a level itself, like a complete remake of it on the NES. Which is a bit weird, but I think that's the case at least. I don't know, I could be wrong, and you know what, maybe I am. I don't know. It really all depends. Okay, whew. Hold it. Tornado! In all honesty, the tornado always gave me a bit of a hassle when it was an attack in any other Kirby game. But for now, it's actually working pretty well. Working pretty well. It's not perfect, trust me. It goes up sometimes, and sometimes it just stays down for some reason. I don't know why. I don't get why it just stays down sometimes. Ugh. Okay, I got myself trapped there. Okay, hold on a second. Come on. Okay, good. Let me get out of here. Jesus. That was stupid. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to get past that without getting hit. I doubt you're supposed to. Okay, hopefully this runs a little bit smoother. For some reason it's going freaking belly up. Okay. I think at least, that there's only one level that does have, what do you call it, the thing that I'm thinking of. But it's a lot easier to find than, some other people would expect, honestly. It's more of like, oh jeez. Yeah, I should definitely put a seizure warning for some people for this particular part. Because, oh boy! Is it a bit of a gonna be a bit of a long, well not long, just basically a bit of a hassle in this regard. Okay, oh right. They trick you, right. For some reason, they think it's like a great idea to do this for some reason. You see how the stars look? Or their positions? Okay, that's just frickin' nice. That's just mean! And that's pretty much a dick move right there. Okay, you see the positions of the stars? In whatever direction they're pointing at, they will in fact start, well, pushing you down directly. Down. Into the direction of where, wherever the stars are going. Basically, if they're pointing down, they'll push you down. If they're pointing up, they'll push you up. So be careful when you're flying or going near that, okay? Okay, whew. Oh yeah, I remember this. I swear, it goes faster than, like, slower when I'm not trying to do this. Okay, let's try this. You know what? Forget it. There's nothing there for me. Might as well just keep moving. You can do it a lot better in the Kirby remake game of Kirby's Nightmare Dreamland. It's a lot easier to do there. So I'm just gonna skip that. Gonna say, forget it. Whatever. Okay, here. Oh, here it is. Here's the remake I was talking about. Does this sound, like, bad to you guys, or just me? Anyway, yeah, this is what you expect it to be. It's the remake of Kirby's Dream Land on the NES. Which is weird. Like, in Kirby's Nightmare Dreamland, they actually just made it completely, like, black and white, and left it as it was. Almost like as it was on the Game Boy, which was a turnaround of like, oh hey, look, we made like Kirby's Dream Land, and now we made a game that's sort of a sequel, well, a remake of the second one, and this one's like completely like, oh, it's a way better, like, it's way better graphics engine now. All that stuff, you know? And that's exactly what this feels like, but guess what? That works well on the Game Boy Advance because it's a Game Boy Advance. It's the next one above the Game Boy, the first game that Kirby was ever in. But guess what? This game doesn't really feel like that because of the fact that it's on the NES, and it's Kirby's second game, technically speaking. Literally, this is Kirby's, like, second game ever doing anything as a hero. And he never really had a franchise to begin with, so it's a bit odd reminiscing on a title that you worked on with your second game. Like, your second game actually pays homage to your first game, which is a bit odd. But not, like, it's not a bad idea, it's just weird to think about that they spent the time to recreate this level in the NES version, yet they had, what do you call it, this was their second game ever with Kirby. To some degree, I can understand why they did this. You know, it gives a sense of, like, for the players who did play Kirby's Dream Land and then Kirby's Adventures, like, oh my god, it feels so different because I have powers now and I'm going through this entire level with my powers instead of just regularly doing nothing. I will give Kirby's Adventure more of a one-up over Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, technically, because in that game, in Nightmare in Dreamland, when they did do this level, I don't think they recolored the sprites, made them black and white. Kirby's Adventure is doing that right now, so they're the ones who did it first. Or no, they're the ones who went a little bit step above, because in Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, when this level came up, it was purely black and white too, but all the enemies were colored. Okay, some things aren't completely, like, colored in, so that's a bit weird. But mostly everything, aside from one things, are colored. And here's the final button. Here we go. See? That's what I was talking about. That really wasn't, like, all that bad. It's kind of weird how they give you... And even some of the items are sort of recolored, like the tomato. But unfortunately, it's like, Unfortunately, in, like, Nightmare in Dreamland, it's like... Why would they, do that exactly, if it really didn't... Why did they, like, in Nightmare in Dreamland, why would they, They should have, like, recolored the sprites to make them black and white like they did for this one. So that's one up over, like, the, Nightmare in Dreamland, Kirby's Adventure has, because it goes a little bit above and beyond. Although the music, for some reason, sounds terrible. I don't know, maybe it's just me, or maybe the game's having a problem, I don't get it. But that's the end of this level, and I guess I'll see you all next time in the next video, because I am in fact going to save, King DDD's boss fight, because that's who we're facing at the end. King DDD himself, in the very end of the game, for, well, for pretty much this, honestly. I'll show you what I mean at the end, so I'll see you all next time in the next video. Until then, sayonara, my butts. Whew. I'm just gonna let this play out. Dang it, I forgot to press the button. Ugh. I know to push A, Kirby. Don't backstab me.